Hello, and welcome to For the Love of Gaming, the podcast. If you love gaming, you will love us. You can find us on Twitter or at twitter.tv/FTLOG, and all of our social links are on there. My name is Ed Fire. I'm also joined by Treebeard, aka RussFoDahh. Hello. And also we have a very special guest of Big Huw of Welsh Ice and Ignite Cardiff fame. He will be joining us ever so shortly, and we've been discussing that a safe word, if he feels uncomfortable at any point, is brushes. And today's guest topic is fighting games. Anyway, right, welcome. Hello, Russ.
Hello, how are you doing?
Very well, I think. Should we address the elephant in the room before we go any further? Why is it? Can you tell our listeners why am I calling you Treebeard?
Well, the story is our next door neighbour one has got a young lad who's got Down syndrome, and at school he uses a form of sign language called Makaton, which is just a simplified what's it called, the British or universal sign language thing, but it's simplified so kids can use it who can't talk or communicate properly.
Yep, we use it with Harry. Actually, he's one. He's getting to grips with it. Yes, carry on.
Yeah, so whenever he sees me, he points to my beard and does the hand gesture for free. So everyone, the next door neighbour started calling me Treebeard. He has now started talking, so he's calling me Treebeard. They've got two other kids who call me Treebeard. His wife calls me Treebeard, and now you've found out and you call me Treebeard now.
I can't help myself. It's just the coolest nickname. It's amazing. It's actually really, really good. And especially coming from someone who's never had nicknames, well, not really. Nothing that's stuck anyway. I see Treebeard as being a formidable, almost Skyrim-like nickname, which is quite fitting for you, I guess, given your love of Skyrim.
Well, it's Lord of the Rings, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
One of the...
One of the what's now?
The Ents, the big tree people.
Okay, yeah. And okay, fair enough. So does he know that link, or did he just come up with it himself?
Nope. Just came up with it.
Fantastic. This guy for president of the United States?
Yeah.
Or maybe he is the president of the United States. Yeah. Maybe.
The world
anyway,
would be a fun place.
It would be I'm sure it would be a very interesting place. Everyone would have amazing nicknames for a start. Okay. So we also have, I say we, I mean you and me sort of passively on the outside, have been celebrating your birthday recently.
Yeah. The big 2-9.
The big 2-9. It's my favourite sexual position as well.
But yeah, it was good. Apart from working, then working on it, then working most of the weekend, then it raining on the one day that I got to. But yeah, it was a good day.
And you went for food. What did you have for food? I don't want to sound like one of those weird people who fantasizes about food, but I do love food. So tell me what you had for food for your birthday.
Well, we went to a pub that we'd never been to before, actually. It's quite local to us down, literally about 10 minutes away. Never been, but yeah, it was I love garlic mushrooms are my jam. And steak and garlic mushrooms.
Steak and garlic. Oh, you want for the surf and turf? I'm not sure if that's necessarily a phrase that will transcend the Atlantic Ocean and reach our American counterparts. I assume it would do, surf and turf being steak and scampi, which is battered small fish things. Are they shrimps? No.
The English prawns, isn't they, or English shrimp?
Prawns. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, actually, that's a good celebration. But you have been burning the candle at both ends in terms of work. Not that it's your choice, but happy birthday anyway. The big 2-9.
Thank you very much.
Very well. Well, on my side, I've got a holiday coming up. In 2 days' time, I'll be in Kos, which, again, for the benefit of people listening who are not really sure, if you want to Google this yourself, it's spelled Kos, S for Sierra, not Sierra it is. It's a Greek island. I'm going with my wife and my 1-year-old son, and we're really looking forward to it. We haven't been on holiday since our honeymoon, which was 2 years ago, and I can't believe it's 2 years ago. But yeah, we're really looking forward to it. So it'll be a chance to chill out, not spend a copious amount of time on a laptop. I might actually get the chance to read a book or two, although there'll be, funnily enough, electronic books on a Amazon Fire thing. But yeah, we're so looking forward to it, and we're taking family with us as well to be able to sort of ease the burden of taking a 1-year-old child with us. It's our child, again, just to clarify that, but he's still one. Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
The airport then.
Well, we may swap. It depends, because I think there are areas in airports where you can swap children. I may have been misled, but we'll look for those. And if we can't swap him, then I guess he'll be going with us.
So I'll be taking the mantle of the love of gaming for a week. Are you going for a week?
Yes. Yep. So, although, in fact, in other news, and this is related, although my laptop is being repaired, therefore I'm not able to stream any of the enjoyable modern games that I like to play. I will actually be in a foreign country, so therefore I won't be streaming at all. Again, little plug, you can find us at twitch.tv/FTLOG. It stands for the love of gaming. And yeah, also in related news, my friggin' laptop, MSI laptop, it cost a pretty penny, put it that way. And it's been sent back to be repaired because it was just consistently overheating, and it seemed for no reason. So anyway, looked like a simple repair job where they said, we've ordered a fan module for the CPU, I would assume. And they said, no problem, it's been fit, we're now going to test it, in the next few days we'll post it back to you. And I said, yes, no problem, I'm not in a rush, but I'm going to be on holiday, so we'll have to avoid that time. And so I called up today and said, hey, again, I'm not in a rush, just wondering how things are going. And they said, so we went into administration on Monday, and everything's on lockdown, which I have experienced before. I have supplied many companies that have gone into administration in my time, sadly, and I know that they batten down the hatches, nothing is being spent, nothing is being paid, and although my laptop is still my laptop, they're not going to pay for a courier, assuming I'm reading between the lines correctly here. They won't pay for a courier to bring it back to me. So anyway, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be without my laptop, but yes, the mantle is well and truly yours. You bought a few new games recently, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Let me just have a look. I got Little Miss Fortune, which is a game made by Kill Friday.
Kill a Day.
Yes. It was the same people who made Frambo.
Okay.
It was like, because there were a small group of people, one person made Frambo, the other one made this Little Miss Fortune, but it's the same sort of deal of game.
You said Franbo, I thought you said Rambo. Now I was now Rambo is a game that I don't remember. I kind of imagined what it would know. Frambo, yes, cool. Very kooky game, and glad you suggested it to me. I'm interested to see how that goes. Are you going to be streaming it?
I hope so. I mean, I've got, like I say, I bought a couple of games, so I've got to make it through them, which I started Layers of Fear 2 yesterday.
Layers of Fear 2, I've got to look at this. No, Layers of Fear. See, this is an accent thing. I thought you said Laser Fear, and I was like, oh, damn, this sounds amazing. But also Layers of Fear 2 is quite amazing as well. Anyway, yes, I did get the chance to watch you streaming that. How are you liking it so far compared to the first one? You played the first one last week.
See, I'm not a fan of mannequin sort of stuff. I think mannequins are absolutely terrifying. So that's a good start there. And yeah, I think the addition of the monster that can chase you, well, that was really good. Where the first one, it was like do a puzzle, move on, get scared, do a puzzle. This one's more like, yeah, much chasing you.
Yeah, and I did notice that.
Yeah, but I bought Blair Witch as well. Me and Keely had to go on that, which was quite good, quite difficult to like get to grips with. Once it goes dark, and you've got a little flashlight. You can't see a thing.
Oh wow!
And I think once we get into it, that's going to be absolutely terrifying as well. So yeah, I bought that little misfortune. Bought a game called Silence of the Sleep. Now, I don't know anything about this game.
Okay.
I simply bought it because it was about £1.50.
Oh, we've all been there. Oh yeah.
I mean, it was recommended under some of the like. I was looking at a game called Love Sam, which I saw Kim play.
Okay.
And it was recommended under that, so it can't be that bad. I'm hoping.
Well, yes.
But
fingers crossed.
I think. Yes, definitely.
Now, Russ, I can hear me in the background of your feed a little bit. Only a little bit.
Right, let me turn you down. Is that the one?
Possibly. Let's test.
That better?
Hello. Yep, sounds good. Thank you. So, yes, you had a variety of games that you bought from Humble Bundle. Again, I found that Humble Bundle is very good. Great value when things are bundled together. But also, at the moment, if you are a Humble monthly subscriber, you're getting 20% off a load of games. And you can gift it to someone else as well. So that's quite a nice little benefit to be able to bring to our friendship and our relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so talking of games and new games specifically, let's quickly move into talking about 2 upcoming games each in the next few months that we're kind of excited about. Do you want to kick us off with one of yours?
Yes, obviously I'm pretty sure I'm going to steal one off you now. And that's Doom Eternal.
Oh, damn it. Good taste.
Quickly Google another one.
No, please do.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm guessing you know a lot about it anyway. But it's based on obviously you play the Doomslayer again, and yeah, so you got all the same weapons, plus there's more, I think.
Yeah, there's a ballista apparently. Ooh. There's also a super shotgun with a meat hook, which sounds interesting, fascinating, and interesting.
And I believe it's based on Earth in it as well.
Yeah, so like the first one was obviously hopscotching between Earth and Hell and Earth and Hell, and this time it's Hell on Earth, so to speak, but literally Hell on Earth, rather than figuratively. So I guess so to speak is wrong, but yeah, I can't wait either. There's also another thing with Doom Eternal that I only found out today, which is terrible, but supposedly there's an invasion mechanic where other players can invade your campaign, play as the demons, but you can turn it off.
No way.
But that's pretty cool.
I'm going to bully you so bad on this game.
Yes. The bullying will continue into Doom Eternal. No, that's one of the games I'm really, really looking forward to, and I cannot wait to get my laptop back, and hopefully I'll have it back before November the 22nd, which is when the game Doom Eternal launches itself. And I believe, Russ, it's possible to win Doom Eternal as well. Is that correct?
Win it, yes. As you are doing a little competition.
Correct.
Which I will have to try and find the link to.
No, I got it. I got it ready. Let me help you. So we've got a target in place for this competition where a certain number of people follow us on Twitter, Twitch, and when we hit that target, we'll be giving away a copy of Doom Eternal to one lucky person. So if you're listening to this now and it's before November the 22nd, you can still enter. Just go to twitch.tv/FTLOG go to the chat window and type !win, as in WIN, !win as in, I win the prize. And it will give you the link. Click on that, follow the instructions, and enter our giveaway to win Doom Eternal. What's your second game, Russ, that you're most excited for in the coming months?
It will have to be Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
I have a feeling Big Huw's going to be excited about this as well.
Oh yes, it's basically the new Dragon Ball game that's coming out, made by the publishers of Bandai Namco as usual.
Okay.
CyberConnect 2 is the developers. Don't know whether they've done the game before or what, but never heard of him.
Now this is going to be more of an RPG game, is that right?
Yeah,
with fighting.
Yeah, it covers Goku's story, takes him through loads of events of the Dragon Ball Z story. So it skips Dragon Ball, just goes straight to Dragon Ball Z. So you'll do the Saiyan Saga, the Cell Saga, Frieza, and finishes on the Majin Buu. So that'll be quite good. So you've got all new. You got loads of playable characters. You got like support characters. You got new characters, which everyone's absolutely raving about. One called Bonyu. So yeah, that'll be really good. I mean, the things you fight as well. So you fight the Red Ribbon mech. You fight pirate robots, dinosaurs, the Freezer Force, everything. So yeah, it's going to be really good. I think. Yeah, if it's anything like the last one, I think people will be quite happy with it.
I can tell from your voice as well that this is something you're looking forward to. I think that Big Huw will probably pick up on this when we bring him in very, very shortly. But we will save any more discussion of Dragon Ball Z for then, purely because I know absolutely nothing about it. And it basically, to me, it sounded like. I don't know. I've forgotten the specific examples.
I'm speaking Welsh, dear.
Yeah, well, I probably understand more Welsh than I do what you said, but that's cool. And for me, other than Doom Eternal, of course, Stolen. The other game that weirdly has caught my attention in the last few weeks is Death Stranding. Now,
oh yes,
the reason that is weirdly is that I'm not a big Metal Gear Solid fan in the sense that I played number 1 and I loved it. I own number 5 on Steam, again through Humble Bundle, and I haven't played it, although I've heard it's really bloody good, and I will play that at some point. But Death Stranding is just one of these peripheral things that I've been aware of ish. Other people have said I can't wait for it, and people are generally touching themselves over it. However, and I've looked into it a little bit over the last few weeks, and it's interesting. I feel like it could go one of two ways. But for those of you who don't know, Death Stranding is being overseen by Hideo Kojima, who is behind the Metal Gear Solid series. Apart from that, extremely successful Metal Gear Survive, and also the main character is Norman Reedus, who's the sort of hillbilly character from the Walking Dead series, which incidentally I'm making my way through now. It's really interesting. So Death Stranding, it's basically where you're a glorified delivery guy, but there are these weird, invisible death demon creature things that pull you into another realm if you get too close or what have you. They're sort of hanging from the skies with umbilical cords. It looks really interesting, and again, it could be something really great or it could be absolutely nothing. But either way, that's another one that's caught my attention, and it's going to be launching pretty soon. November the 8th is the date. However, that is a PlayStation 4 exclusive. I do not have a PlayStation 4, and therefore that's why it made it particularly weird for me to be interested in that one. But there we go. Those are the games we're most looking forward to.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know whether it's still a thing though. Like when you die, you don't die. You go into that other realm thing, and you actually got to climb out to get yourself back alive.
Yeah, which sounds cool.
So it's a great. I think it's like they've added some great concepts and that to the game and that. So I think it'll be quite interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm. My curiosity has definitely been piqued. But you know what? There's one particular game that I'm not excited about, and I wanted to share it with you. It's What the Golf. What the Golf. It's launching on PC October the 1st. In case you're interested. Although I saw the name and thought I'm definitely not excited about that. And then when I looked it up, it looked really silly. It's basically like a ragdoll golf ball sort of thing. You putt at cats and toasters and cliff edges. It actually looks kind of funny. But anyway, it's coming on PC. What the Golf, October the 1st. I
don't know. I like the look of it.
It actually looks all right. So never mind. Right. So but just before we segue neatly into our guest section where we meet Big Huw, verbally at least, let's do a quick plug, a formal plug For the Love of Gaming. So if you're enjoying yourselves now, please leave a review for this podcast, give it some stars, and share it online for us. You can also come to us and find us at twitch.tv/FTLOG. Again, it stands for the Love of Gaming. And you can follow our links to our other social platforms on there. And there are plenty of ways that you can support us if you want to and support us creating more content like this, such as Patreon, Humble Bundle, Amazon, Discord, and a variety of other things. So just head on over to twitch.tv/FTLOG and don't forget to give us a review on the podcast app that you're listening to this on. Thank you. And on that note, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the man of Welsh Ice and Ignite Cardiff fame, the one, the only, brushes. That's the safe word. Big Huw.
Hello.
Hey.
It's seamless.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. And the reality is that you're actually part of the team. However, we're introducing you to the community through this podcast, aren't we?
I'm sort of like practicing to be a For the Love of Gaming dude.
Jedi.
But I guess. Yes. Welcome, community. Hello. My name's Huw.
So tell us a little bit more about you. We know your name is Big Huw. Where do you come from? And where can we find you online if we want to?
Online. I'm living in Cardiff, South Wales at the moment, as opposed to Cardiff. Yeah.
North Wales?
I'm from a small town called Massycummer in the valleys. So sort of like a background.
Proper Wales in.
Proper Wales. Well, it depends where you're from. If you're from the Rhondda, I'm not proper Wales, but it depends how deep you go. You can find me. Well, I've got a Twitch account. 100.
Sorry, we lost the beginning of that. It's Big Huw 100. Is that right?
That's me on Twitch. And my Twitter is @big_Huw. If you want to find me there. I hardly go on Twitter, but if you want to message me, that would be nice.
Yeah, and just to clarify as well, the underscore is not spelt in the long way, as in UND.
No,
it's underscore. The symbol.
Underscore. I like to space up my names with punctuation.
Yes, clearly.
It's a theme that I've only just realised now.
And I was also I was left wondering, is underscore your middle name? But now you've clarified. I'm glad to be to understand. Good, thank you. But talk me through your journey with FTLOG. Where does Big Huw For the Love of Gaming come together?
You discover it.
Yeah, as in, why? How are you here right now?
I know you, Ed.
Do
you sold Ice a printer or something? I think that's how Ice knows you.
Yes. So talk us through Welsh Ice first, quickly, so people know. So Welsh Ice is where you work.
This is where I work. It's an innovation centre in Caerphilly. So we have this big office space. split up into different offices, co-working, private offices, and we give like startup businesses and medium-sized businesses a membership, and with that membership they can use our facility, and we give them support by putting mentors in front of them and doing training courses and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I work there, and I know you via that. I think you saw as a printer. The Ignite event that you used to run, you used to do a lot with us because our people have good insight, which they do, like to do on stage sometimes.
Yeah, and actually, I'm trying to quickly work out which one came first. I feel like we met through Ignite first, because you gave a talk at Ignite back in 2013?
Yes.
Blimey, 2013. 6 years ago. That's quick sums for you. And you gave a talk about...
I think I was like, my second year of ICE at that point.
Blimey. So you gave a talk about the value of the inner child, which if people want to see it, then just search for Ignite Cardiff, as in to set it on fire. Ignite Cardiff, Huw, or Inner Child, or what have you, and they'll get the chance to enjoy that video as well and relive it with us. But so I think that's where we first met, and
they might enjoy it. I don't know.
They made it. They will definitely enjoy it, Huw. You are extremely charismatic, and your subject matter is very interesting. And there's lots of Pokemon in the slide deck as well.
There's a Pokemon. There's a Dragon Ball Z. There's loads of things.
It's getting bigger by the moment. But yeah, I would recommend you watch it if you're not driving whilst you listen to this podcast. Then maybe just bookmark that thought in your mind and go and check out Huw's talk. So yes, our paths have crossed a little bit, and that's why you're here now. Lovely.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah, you've invited me into the Love of Gaming family. That's nice.
Yeah, that's it. Into the family, not the fanny. Is that right?
Definitely family.
Okay.
Yeah, family. Yeah.
Yes. So that's the introduction aside. Talk to us about how you got into gaming. Where did it all start for you?
Where did it start? It started, to tell you where it started. It was about, I don't know, 5? Potentially 5. Slightly older. There was a box in my bedroom. There was a box underneath my desk when I was 6, but there wasn't like a PC on that, which I used for like sort of like those like edutainment games.
Okay.
I remember having a lot of edutainment games, like sort of form a bridge and then you'll cross it and stuff like that. But there was a box living under the desk as well. There for ages, and I was like, I don't know what this box actually is. Like, I didn't put it there. So I don't know what's in it. So I opened it up one day, and there was an NES in it. System.
What?
Apparently a hand-me-down from my brother. Sure,
but he hadn't handed it down to you.
Yeah. I think he handed it down to me.
Or you found the box and just took it.
But didn't tell me about it, just like did it.
Theft.
I don't know if it was meant to be some sort of like you'll only be worthy if you discover it, like a Sword in the Stone situation.
Like a coming of age story.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah, weird. I just remember showing my dad it. I was like, what the hell's this? And he was like, oh, this is Reese's. And we set it up, and it had 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games. Arcade game, the one that was before, it's just Turtles 2. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, which was like the notoriously like super hard one, which had like
the impossible one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. It was that one. And I remember it being super hard. Which was like this guy who was like excavating through like ruins. Because you had to reach these like or something in the time, you know, like I know this is going to be very stereotypically Welsh, but you know, in the mines when like you have these airlock doors.
Yes.
And if you didn't in time, you ran out of oxygen and died. It was horrific. and there's like
Ouch.
dinosaurs down there and stuff like that.
That's like a water level. That's the same premise as a water level, isn't it?
A water level, if the water level was the whole game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Worst game ever.
It was the worst game ever. It was called not Dig Dug, sorry. Digger T Rock. Dig Dug's another game. Dig Dug's awesome. Digger T Rock.
Digger T Rock.
As in his first name's Digger. T is his middle name.
Oh my god.
Surname.
And Rock is his surname. Yeah. I mean, that's the most amazingly chosen name ever. His parents must have been so surprised that he turned into what he turned into.
Yeah. Either like a digger or a rock star. Like that could be.
What does the T stand for? Is it the
no
Digger the Rock? I'm sorry, carry on.
Possibly. It was kind of like Homer J. Simpson.
And the J stands for J, yeah.
Maybe the T just stands for T. But that's kind of when I started. My brother also gave me his original Game Boy as well.
Oh.
That was the console I first started choosing games for. So like with the NES, I didn't choose any games. I never saw any games out there. That bizarre machine that I had hit me his original Game Boy, and it had Tetris on it. He was mad for Tetris.
Oh yeah.
The console, I was like, right, Pokemon. What's this? I'll buy that. I didn't buy it, but like I chose Pokemon, and that's.
You chose Pokemon. That's very appropriate.
Yeah, indeed, I choose you. Pokemon, I choose you. The franchise that will stick with me for 20 years, I will choose you on this day.
And actually, that's a really good
one. Did you get out of curiosity?
Oh, Huw, are you still with us?
Huh?
Hello, Huw.
Oh.
Did you hear Russ's question?
No, I didn't.
Saying which Pokemon did you get?
Blue. Because I was weird. Everyone was into Charizard and Red, but I much prefer a Water type, so I chose the big tanky turtle.
And there was me sat there alone with Yellow.
I'm a husky fellow. Oh, I did get Yellow later when that was released. But my first one was Pokemon Blue.
No, good choice.
And I think we're getting an insight into some favourite games here, aren't we? So
I never really thought about my gaming origin until now. This is nice.
And we're pleased to be part of this journey, this walk down memory lane with you. It's the Pokemon thing. Obviously, that's an early memory for you. There were influences in your Ignite Cardiff talk as well. That's clearly one of your fondest gaming franchises, correct?
Yes. I think my opening slide for the talk is a quote from Mewtwo from the movie.
Yeah, it was.
Right. What was it? I can't remember now. Gift of Life. No, wait. Crap, I can't remember it now. Oh, I'm a bad Pokemon.
You are a bad Pokemon. You're a bad Pokemon. Get back in your ball. I don't know why I went American then, but yeah, there we go. Good.
It's the gift of life that determines who you are.
Oh, yes, there it is, Russ.
Oh. All done.
I understand now. It's the gift of life that determines who you are. Yeah, man. It's a solid quote. It's a good philosophy as well.
It's powerful. And then he became better rather than worse or evil. Is that the point where he became nice, basically, is what I'm asking?
Yeah, he was like, oh, you know what I'm doing is bad. I'm going to dial this down a bit and just go somewhere else.
Just destroy half of the world instead of all of it.
Yeah.
It's like
feels
the
more
Thanos of the
proportional.
Pokemon world.
He was the Thanos of the Pokemon franchise.
Thokonos.
Pokenos.
This is working. This is working for me. Huw, other fond gaming memories or franchises for you? Huw. Russ, you're still with me, I assume.
I'm here, yeah.
This is good news for me. Maybe. Oh,
Did
Huw?
you shout brushes?
Did he exactly? Did he shout? I think it was brush, wasn't it? If he shouts brushes, we might just like be oblivious to the. Huw, did you shout brushes?
Hear me all right?
Yeah, it's cutting in and out a little bit. Are you pushing to talk?
No.
No. Are you projecting to the rear wall, like you said, as in verbally project?
Yeah, I am projecting.
Okay, cool. Fine. So, my question for you is: what other fond gaming memories do you have, or what are the fondest gaming memories that you have?
So yeah, the memories. Well, franchises. I played a lot of Oracle of Seasons on the Game Boy Color. I think it was. I have like a lot of fond memories of like trying to complete that. I think that was my first like. Well, not my first RPG because Pokemon was my first RPG, but like that was the first RPG where it was more. I don't know. It felt tricky. I remember beating that and being quite happy with that.
Okay.
And then I think my fondest memories are just like having friends over, playing video games. Played a lot of segue into the theme of this episode. Played a lot of fighting games.
Ooh, seamless.
So like, get everyone over, smash the life out of each other.
Winner stays on.
By a virtual world. Yeah, winner stays on. Just like Tekken, Dragon Ball Z. Not so much Street Fighter. Street Fighter angered me.
Oh, why?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Why did Street Fighter anger you?
It's a hard game, man. I can't win. I cry. I think I prefer Tekken. I prefer the smoothness of it. I enjoy the fact that like one button is a limb each. I just suck at Street Fighter basically, and that stresses me out.
And this is why Jamie was ribbing you on Twitter earlier. Is that right?
You told me about this. I didn't even see it. This is how often I go on Twitter. I didn't see that, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I had to go at you on Twitter." So I was smash with 5 games. And he does always beat me. But that's right. So there's a reason behind this. Has a very good video game story where he had a PlayStation 1 with Tekken on it. Card at the time for some reason. So when his cousins and that would come over, he'd have to like unlock all the characters before they came over, so they could all play as all the characters.
Okay.
So he rinse and repeat that like every I don't know. Of course, you're going to get good at fighting games. Just constantly unlocking everyone in a mad rush before your cousins come over.
That's bonkers,
isn't it? But yeah, he's just really good. He's just really. We got at work. We got one of those mini SNESes.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's got Street Fighter 2 Turbo on it. Yeah, you can just like rinse anyone on it. He's a bit too good for my liking, quite frankly.
Yes, we need to bring him down a peg or two. Jamie, if you're listening to this, be warned.
Be warned. I'm in training. And I ask him, "Oh, do you want to have a go at Mario Kart?" But he doesn't want to come near that because he knows I'll smash him. So,
not in a sexual way.
Not in a sexual way. In a violent, video
platonic,
familial way.
But yeah, well, again, not sexual.
I stopped. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, I know he's a handsome guy. Like so.
Yeah, and he can hold a crowd in the palm of his hand. He's a very funny chap. And yeah. Anyway, right. So this is not us actually talking you up into actually dating Jamie. We're not. He's married, I believe.
What does the F in FTLOG stand for again?
4.
Yeah. Okay. Just a second.
Okay. So there was a quiz, or there is a quiz that Brad, also known as Pooples, Mr. Pooples to some, I don't know who, but Pooples to others, he has come up with 5 questions for you on your topic of choice, or rather the podcast's topic of choice, which was inspired by you and your very existence, which is fighting games. Are you up to the challenge, Huw?
I'm not, but I'll do it.
Okay. This is a peer pressure moment.
My knowledge. I'm very focused on certain franchises, but I'll give it a go. Let's do it.
Okay. Let's try it. Cue the music. Which we can't hear, incidentally. But there we go. It'll be overlaid later. So, the first question is, and the answer is very, very specific, so I'm looking for a day, a month, and a year for this. So, good luck.
What?
So, the first question is, when did Mortal Kombat first release? And it doesn't even specify the country, so good luck.
I feel like it was 92. Yeah.
I'm just saying, ooh.
I have no idea on the month and the day. That's an insane challenge.
I'm pretty sure it was later in the year.
Okay.
I'd say
December 20th,
October.
December 20th, 1992. Boom. That's my answer.
Wow. You locking it in? This is the £16,000 question. No, it's not. Russ thinks it's November 92. Which day, Russ? 12th. Okay. Well, the good news is that you're both wrong. It was 92 was correct, and later in the year was right, strictly speaking as well. It was August, and it's the 9th of August. Again, I can't clarify which continent or country that may be the release date of. I assume that it wasn't a global release on that day, but either way, you're both wrong. Be ashamed of yourselves.
Well, we got the year.
Okay, well, well done in that case. Congratulations. Okay, so second question.
Yes.
Second question for you then is, true or false? Street Fighter was originally an arcade game. That sounds like a true. That was a true, though, was it? Just
I think it was true. Yeah.
True, yeah. Cool. So you're both right. Congratulations. No shame in this question. Although that felt like a really easy question compared to the previous one.
They ported it over to consoles later on. Definitely a game that was spawned in the arcades. Like a game like that, like being ridiculously hard, eating up quarters and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's just made for the arcade, wasn't it? And actually, I believe that, forgive me if I'm wrong, but the Capcom console thing is releasing this month. The Capcom Home Arcade Retro console. £200. Excuse me?
Double joystick in it.
It is.
It's got
super excited.
It's got 3 joysticks. Where's the third?
Got 3.
That's too many.
No, it's got 2. It doesn't have 3. It's got 2. But it's basically, for those people who are listening to the podcast and you haven't seen it, it's the Capcom logo, reasonably large, but it's sort of cut out, and it's got joysticks and large buttons, well spaced, like you're at the arcade. But it's also a console, so you're sort of smashing the top of the console. If you're me, at least, you're button mashing to try and beat someone. But it looks pretty good. £200 though. I must admit, I should have done some research into this and double checked how many games you get with it. Can you load new games on, stuff like that? But it is, of course, it's a retro console, so I would assume, unless you hack your way into it, you're not going to do it. But sorry, for the sake of
games, I think
10 games for £200. Wow, 20 quid a game. Ouch.
Yeah.
But for the sake of this quiz, correct. That is true. Street Fighter was definitely originally an arcade game. Forgive me, it must stay on track. Third question, if you're ready. Well, I think it's going to say which fighting game rather than what. Which fighting game was banned in most countries?
All of them?
All of them? It's not the answer I have here.
Okay. My instinct is like, Mortal Kombat, because blood and guts and stuff. But I don't think Mortal Kombat was ever right out banned, because you could do like blood and things like that. But I think, I'm I don't know the name of it. I can't remember the name of it, but there's this game where like you can play as like inmates at a insane asylum and like in a straitjacket. I can't remember what it's called.
Ooh,
I
well
don't
done.
know.
I think you're teetering on the edge there.
I literally can't remember the name of it, but there's like a screenshot in my mind of like it's a really rubbish game, and it's like all the fighting arenas are like dirty and stuff, and Ed,
It's good.
See,
Russ?
I'd like to say, I think everyone's first instinct is to go Mortal Kombat. I mean, it was that game where I know there was loads of like media coverage of it, like saying, "Is this like bad for the kids?" and that. When
Mortal Kombat was the game that like
to spine and whatnot. But I don't know. I think there is another game, but again, I can't think of the name of it. And again, like you said, all I can think of is the cover, so to speak. And I can see someone like a Jason mask with a machete.
Done. Well
and
done.
I can't think of the name of it.
I'm going to put you out of your misery. So the answers, according to Mr. Pooples, are Mortal Kombat, correct. Well done, tick. Punch Out, or Splatterhouse is the one you're thinking of, both of you.
That was the one.
Yes.
So well done. Yeah, Jason mask and a baseball bat, among other things, and the dirty scenery. So well done. Yes, I'm gonna give you 1.5 points for that.
You're such a kind quizmaster, Ed.
I've gone from saying you should be ashamed to being actually quite forgiving, haven't I?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
So I'm going to give you one of three. I'm going to give you half a point. No, yes, half a point on question 1. What was I going to give you? True. I was going to give you 1 point on question 2 because that was an easy one. 1.5 points on question 3. Question 4 is: what was the first Dragon Ball Z fighting game?
The first one.
Yeah. So now,
are we on about Japan or are we saying UK?
Absolutely no idea. There's no clarification on this.
if it doesn't say in the question, that means of all time video games.
I would assume.
And you gotta be careful here because it's specifying fighting game. The Dragon Ball games that aren't fighting games, they've been like platformers and stuff.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
I think I know the UK one. I ain't got a clue. The one in the whole world.
Go on, you guess the UK one.
Ultimate Battle 22.
Okay. And
Dragon Ball Bushuden.
Dragon Ball Bushuden. The Bushuden.
Bushuden?
Bushuden.
Was there anything on a thingy?
Or something like that.
Because that was PlayStation 1, wasn't it?
I'm gonna
I don't know.
I'm gonna stop you before you talk yourself out of it. So, Russ, you were right. It's Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22. Sorry, Huw. No points for you on that one.
Hey, look.
You should be ashamed of you. No. Not this time. Not this time.
I respect,
okay.
I'll stay out of this one because I've got an unfair advantage on Brad.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Or the next question.
Oh, yes. Okay, so yeah, the question 5 then is, what is Brad's favourite fighting game? And obviously you can Google this for yourself. You can't. You can't.
Brad that famous? How old is Brad?
I think he's 15.
Is he?
No, I don't think so. I think...
There's a point where I was like, no.
I think about 20, 25.
Yeah, that feels about right.
Favorite fighting game at a person who is 25 years old. I slightly know Brad. Smash Bros.
Oh, okay. You're locking it in. I realised that I asked you that on the first one and then haven't asked you that since. Are you locking that in as your final answer?
Lock Smash Bros in.
Boom. Okay. No, that's wrong. You should be ashamed of yourself, sir, madam.
What is it?
It's Mortal Kombat. Again, no clarification. Is that the first one? Could be.
Mortal Kombat.
But
There's been a theme to this quiz. There's a lot of Mortal Kombat questions.
Yes, indeed. Now, would you be surprised if I said that Brad made up this quiz in about 60 seconds after having a few days to prepare for it?
I would not be surprised, but I'm not surprised.
Okay, this is a good result because we obviously wanted to impress you, being our first guest of this series. But there is also a follow-up answer, so it's Mortal Kombat. But my favourite one, which is confusing because the question is, what is Brad's favourite fighting game? And the answer is Mortal Kombat. But my favourite one is Shaolin Monks.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'll get what he was saying earlier now.
Yes.
About how it was different from the rest of them. Yeah.
So I think that either way, the answer isn't Mortal Kombat. But I pretended it was briefly. But there we go. Thank you for being such a good sport, Huw. You got 1, 2, 3 points out of a possible more than 3.
Yes.
Congratulations. And you are, by default, I must add, number 1 on our leaderboard.
It's I've trained hard. I've to get here. I don't say.
I'm aware that we've caught you a bit by surprise, but it's a great honour to be at the top of our leaderboard. Okay, wonderful. I feel compelled to segue into the fighting games section after that most questionable quiz. So why did we pick this? Why did we pick fighting games per se?
Is it because of me?
It possibly is because of you. What made me think of fighting games with you?
Brushes.
It's the safe word. So I think we're gonna we're definitely losing Huw for a moment to a painter and decorator. Again, nothing sexual here. At least we don't think so.
Perfectly timed safe word.
Wasn't it just? So, Russ, I came up with well, in fact, am I going to come up with the list of games or no? I'm going to share a couple of memories with you, if I might, or one in particular. So I grew up in Brecon, which, for the benefit of those who don't know as well, is a reasonably small town, about an hour north of where I live here in Barry, South Wales, in the UK. And every year there would be a carnival that comes to town, and it would fill the streets of Brecon, where you would previously obviously drive down the streets. When the streets were filled, they'd be filled with those dodgy rip-off games where you had to throw a ball into a bucket that would always eject the ball, and a variety of other things. But the carnival would come with an arcade. And I've got really interesting, loads of interesting and fond memories of being in arcades. And this was one where I probably have the strongest affinity to my memories of Mortal Kombat and thinking, I really want to play that game and it being so cool. But of course, arcade machines were just like, they're not gambling, but in my mind, they're as good as gambling because you're just putting so much money into them and you're never going to win because the difficulty is spiked in arcade games explicitly to get more money out of you. But yeah, that carnival thing, preparing for this podcast enabled me to relive and enjoy some of those previous memories. So I was very grateful of that. So very fond for those times. I think I was about 8, maybe 7 or 8.
I never went into like arcades or anything like that.
Did you not?
There was nothing around by us really.
No.
I mean, I used to, because my mate used to work in Blockbusters, so I used to literally spend my free time going into Blockbusters and playing the game they had on preview on the counter.
Oh, brilliant.
And I got them so many sales playing these new games that were coming out. And just I'd sit there for hours and hours. I think most Saturdays, most Sundays, I'd be there from when it opened to when it shut, just playing games.
What did the store
all the free
managers think?
energy drinks? I got free pick a mix. It was amazing.
Wow. How? When you say free, are we talking about the 5-finger discount?
A bit of both. As long as they didn't notice. And the ones that did notice didn't really care. It was Blockbuster at the end of the day.
Wow. So Blockbuster is still in existence, believe it or not, but I think they've just got a few stores in Canada or North America and Alaska.
Oh, right.
I believe so. Just because they're in these extremities that do rely on shops rather than being able to, I don't know, download stuff or buy it and get it next day on Amazon.
Yeah.
Interesting. Big Huw, are you back with us?
No, we're still muted.
So, again, in preparation for this podcast, I got the chance to dig into the deepest recesses of my own mind and of the internet to find some of the most interesting games from our fighting games, specifically from our past. So, give me a thumbs up or a yeehaw. I don't know why yeehaw. If you remember or have played these games, Russ, it's just me and you. Primal Rage.
I've heard of it.
An interesting game. It's fighting dinosaurs, basically, so I'll give that a yeehaw. Obviously, I know these because I added them to a list. Well, actually, no. Some of them I hadn't heard of, so I'll go yeehaw for Primal Rage. Rise of the Robots.
No.
Yeehaw! Hang on a second. What's the age difference between us? 5 years? 3? You're 29. 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeehaw from me. How about Street Fighter, the movie, the game?
Street Fighter, the movie, the game?
Yep.
Nope.
There's a few different suffixes on that, isn't there? Street Fighter, the movie, the game. Which apparently had a little bit of involvement with Capcom, but not a lot, which is why it ended up being absolute shit.
Is that the one
Okay.
with, what's his name? Is it Van Damme who plays that? Or what? It is,
Could
isn't it?
be.
Van
Van
Damme's in it.
Capcom. No. Street Fighter. GIF. Oh man, this sounds good. It is. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
I know you like to look at yourself on television, you sick son of a bitch. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, it is. You're right. Interesting. I haven't watched that movie, but it definitely looks like the biggest pile of cheese ever. So, okay, neither of us had heard of Street Fighter, the movie, the game. Oh, Huw, you're back. How was the painter?
He's done a great job.
That was quick. Is he servicing
sorry
you?
about that. Sorry about diving up then. It's kind of like a last minute booking that he's done a great job. Nice even coats.
He's painted and decorated you.
But the office.
The office, yeah, not you. Not you.
What's cheese? Let's get into it.
Cheese. Oh, yeah. So we were going through a list of games. So in preparing for this podcast, it gave me a chance to relive a few memories and also create some new ones. And one of the new ones that was created was a game that you may have heard of or may not have heard of. So we're currently going through a very short list of games where you go yeehaw if you've heard of it. Okay, so should we start from the beginning for Huw? Primal Rage.
Take too long to go back.
No, not at all. Primal Rage. Yeehaw! That's me, Ed.
Yeehaw.
Okay, cool. Rise of the Robots.
Oh,
Yeehaw from Ed. Anyway, where we got to with cheese was the next one, which is Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Yeehaw. I've heard of it. I've heard of it. I've seen it. I haven't played it, but I know it's definitely cheese. Yeah.
Good. Clay Fighter.
Oh, no.
Ooh, yeehaw! It's a SNES game. Interesting. It's characters made of clay. Anyway, Dong Dong Never Die. No.
I don't know what that is.
No, I hadn't either in Venice. So, Dong Dong Never Die is a 2009 parody from China using digitized sprites, making fun of every major fighting game in a really weird way. I think that's the sales tag. So it might be worth looking up. Dong Dong Never Die. Anyway, so we picked the topic. Let's go back to where we left you, Huw. We picked the fighting game topic for a reason. Talk to us about fighting games for you.
Games. Nostalgia for fighting games. So, especially Tekken. Like what got me into like console gaming in a big way was my cousin had a PlayStation 1. He had Tekken 3 on it, and we'd just go over his and just play the hell out of it. You know, just like do the story mode, do some versus modes, enjoy the bizarre cutscenes that you got to unlock at the end of each like character's like story mode progression. And I think like it personally, like a fighting game, a really good fighting game is just like visceral about it in how you can have just mono and mono.
Oh, you're cutting in and out still, Huw. I'm not sure if it's a volume.
It might be me cutting out or me just actually generally pausing every now and then.
Apologies.
Just yeah, it's the fighting game genre is just it's something really cool about it. Just like one person v one person, mono and mono. Just it's about you and your reaction speeds. And it's like playing chess sometimes, like, you know, do I go in high, do I go in low, do I do a jump attack? When that's all like,
really a game of skill, isn't there? Or,
yeah, and like especially when you skill on it. If you watch like the top end like Street Fighter players, like the fingers just on the control pads just like so fast, it's insane. And I just love like, especially couch, you know, playing like in the house, like you got your mate next to you and you're just beating the crap into each other and laughing about it and just, yeah, that's me in fighting games. That's my relationship with fighting games. Just, and I've played every single Tekken. Not that good at fighting games, so I think that's what makes me love them even more. Is that like. Still play because I just love them. Yeah, I don't. What about you guys? Like, what's like? Do you have like a fighting game franchise that's like your favorite one or whatever?
I used to love King of Fighters.
The Fighters, that's a good one.
Really good.
With Finger Fighter. Is that right?
Terry
King.
Terry McGinnis. Is that his surname? With like a red cap and long blonde hair.
That's right, yeah.
There's a movie of that, King of Fighters. There's two.
Is there?
Yeah, there's like a Japanese anime piece for King of Fighters. There's two of them, and they're pretty decent actually. Like for 90s bad dub anime. I highly recommend them. I was going on a journey of the fighting game adaptation films, and I watched those two, and they're pretty decent. So if you're still a fan of those games, find those films. I can't remember what they're called now. I'll look that up.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a look at them. Yeah, is it either King of Fighters or Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yes.
I've seen those in arcades, and they look like incredibly cool games, the Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you says, if someone's good at Marvel vs. Capcom, you know about it.
Yeah.
You do make one wrong move and you've lost the match straight away.
And that's... Please, you.
Taken part in one fighting game tournament in my life, and I got to the final.
Ooh.
It was only a small one, so I don't want to brag too much, but I did get
please
to the final. But then I lost, and I knew I was going to lose to this guy because not only did he rock up with his own pad that was like the arcade pad. So there was me with a console controller. He rocks up with an arcade pad which he plugs into the PlayStation. So no, I'm already worried. I'd be good. But what worried me further was Tekken Tag 2, the most recent Tekken Tag. I picked my two guys. He picks one guy.
Oh.
And starts the match. So not only did I not know that you could do that, but I was like instantly terrified because I was like, so he thinks he can beat me with just one dude. Like he knows this is a Tekken Tag tournament, and he's rocking up and going, no, I'm not going to play Tekken Tag. I'll play Tekken Tag, but I won't have a tag partner. And one round against him, but that's because I spammed one of Kuma's moves where he just like smashes his like and then up and down again and like smashes you up. I spammed the hell out of that, I beat him, and then he was like, he kind of repositioned himself in his chair, and then the next round just smashed me again. He was martial law, so a lot of leg flipping and stuff. Yeah, so yeah.
No, I was always King.
Yes, King is my favorite. King is my favorite character. He's amazing. Like whenever I get a new Tekken, he's like the first one I do story mode with straight away.
And he's the guy with the leopard for a head, is that right?
Yes, that's the guy. Then you had Armored King.
That was his like mentor, which I thought was kind of cheating. Like he's in a fighting tournament and he goes in full like plate mail. Like
yeah,
that's a bit dodgy there.
Who stopped in the game to ask those questions? They were very important questions, and no one stopped to ask them as part of the story. Maybe I'm overthinking this.
Yeah. Who else was there? Auga and True Auga.
Auga and True Auga, yeah, that was awesome.
Yoshimitsu. He was.
Go on.
Yakamani. Was he?
Who was that, Russ?
Yoshimitsu.
I love him.
Yeah, I would always pick him, actually. He's got a cool sword. Yeah, that's the guy. He's like an octopus in clothes.
Once again, I think that's why you brought him up, was like plate armor, like smashing people up, and then you've got the guy with a sword. Yeah, we'll let that in this martial arts tournament.
Yeah.
Where people just wear trousers and barefoot.
That's what I liked about Soul Calibur, where you just massive swords just hammering crap out of each other, and especially when you got to start making your own character in that. So,
yeah, in the most recent one, the character maker, there's some weird things have come out of that.
And played the most recent one. Last one I played was 5. Was it 5?
Yeah.
I think it was 5. Yeah. Yeah.
Soul Calibur was awesome. They did those like all only console exclusive characters. So like one time you could be Darth Vader and Yoda, but you could only have Darth Vader if you had a PlayStation and Yoda if you had an Xbox.
4 on it.
Yeah, that's it. It was a strange decision. I don't know if like
what was it? There was both banned from tournaments, weren't they? Because Vader had a move where if you picked him up, he just walked to the edge and just lobbed him off.
Yes.
And you couldn't grab Yoda. So there was just both completely OP.
I like the idea of like just not being able to grab Yoda just because he's so small.
Yeah,
that
was a good one. But they didn't have it in 5, did they?
No.
Then the last one I played before that was 2, and I had it on Xbox, so I got Spawn.
It was Spawn. I think Xbox was Spawn. I think Cube for that one. But you could be
GameCube
Zelda.
was Link.
No, sorry.
One.
You could be Link, sorry. And I think you could be Heihachi, PlayStation 1.
I'm going to Google it.
Right. Whilst you Google this, I'm going to quickly take us into a good to know section, which is some useful tidbits that people, if they're still listening at this point, can take away with them an action when they've pulled over and stopped driving so they can safely do it. So, first off, given the fact that we've been talking about fighting games, I thought it would be worth pointing out that if you have Netflix and you've not watched any of Black Mirror, then I think it's worth you doing it. Start from episode 1. However, in the most series 1 rather, but in the most recent series, there are 3 episodes on Netflix, at least in the UK, and the first episode is a really, really interesting one. This kind of sums up Black Mirror perfectly. There's 2 friends. One of them buys the other, for his birthday, this fighting game with a virtual reality sort of chip put on the side of your head that makes it feel like you're actually in the game. So he meets his friend, they start fighting, one is a woman, one is a man, and they end up in a sort of compromising position and kiss each other, and then get very unnerved, leave, and then go on about their lives for the next few days, constantly thinking about that moment. Anyway, that's the start of the episode. That is well worth watching. So that's, again, Black Mirror on Netflix. Next thing is that there is on Epic. Don't get me started on Epic as a games launcher. However, I think that's a conversation for another time. But you can, this month, get all of the Batmans for PC, including the Lego Batman games, for free. So don't forget, just register for Epic, download their downloader, their launcher, or whatever you call it. You can get those Batman games free of charge. Again, that'll be a conversation for another time. It is indeed, yes. It's a celebratory giveaway. Basically, Epic spunking more money in the faces of gamers across the world. But again, if I can take their money, I will take it. And also, Doom Eternal. Again, we're doing a giveaway. Go to twitch.tv/FTLOG. Type !win into the chat. And I think on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, Big Huw, for joining us.
I hope I wasn't too loud and just going on tangents and stuff. I just realized I just basically vomited all my love for fighting games at you guys, and
that's what they're for, mate. What this is for. Yeah,
exactly. Basically. No, you were beautiful
for letting me vomit.
I have found who the character was.
Oh yeah, who is it?
It was supposed to be Cloud Strife, but they changed it to Heihachi.
Oh, it was supposed to be Cloud, was it?
Yeah.
That would have been better because he actually has a weapon. Whereas Heihachi I think they just gave Heihachi gloves and they were like, there you go. That's a weapon, right?
Like the opposite of Tekken.
Yeah, literally.
Everyone's got a sword except Heihachi.
Though Heihachi has nails, to be fair, even though he's old as hell.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, Big Huw, genuinely, thank you. It's lovely to have you on board. Welcome to the Fanny/family. And we will obviously get the chance to hear more of you in upcoming podcasts as well. So thank you. Big thank you to you, Russ, as well, my co-host extraordinaire and all-round top chap, also known as Treebeard.
Thank you very much.
And if you, as a final goodbye before we properly wrap up, if you've enjoyed this podcast, and please don't forget to leave a review, give us some stars, and share it online. And again, you can also come and find us on twitch.tv/FTLOG. There are loads of social links in the description of the channel, and there are plenty of ways, if you want to support us in creating more content like this, that you can do so on there. So there's Patreon, Humble Bundle, Amazon, Discord, and so on and so forth. But as always, I've been Ed Fire. Russ has been Treebeard. This is For the Love of Gaming, and if you love gaming, you will love us.